Happy Monday. How is everybody? Turn my ring light up a bit. Hey. Wanted to check in for our weekly Monday night live. What's up to everyone? Hope you had a good Monday. I had a good Monday, y'all. I got off work early. The weather here is a mess, and I'm off tomorrow, so I'm gonna use that day to work on my dissertation proposal. So I'm so excited to have that time. But hey, y'all, what's up? I wanted to just hop on. My video just premiered. Um, don't let these things stop you from becoming debt-free. Money myths, basically, that we hear about. So I just wanted to tap in, check in with y'all to answer any questions and to just give a recap of the video. It just premiered. In case you haven't noticed, my videos will typically premiere around the 6 o'clock hour once I'm home and things of that nature. So yeah, I started thinking about, what is the Money Monday topic for today? And that just kind of came on me. Also, y'all, Money Mondays is a new thing on my channel. I'm sharing my financial advice with you. No sense in holding it all in. Being debt free is for me, you, your mama, your sister, your daddy, your brother, your cousin, the whole family. It's for all of us. So I definitely just want to share, those things with you. So definitely let me, if you haven't, be sure to check out that video after the live is over. It is premiere as of now. You can go check it out. So yeah, and it's a pretty short one, just 11 minutes. And I just go over several money myths that kind of came up along on my debt-free journey. So as you're logging in, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Y'all, we actually hit 1.2 thousand, not million yet, y'all, but folks today. So shout out to all of my new subscribers. Thank you so much for your support. Y'all are showing me a lot of love over on my shorts. I'm Chef Duggan on the shorts now, so check out my long form content, but don't forget about that short form content either. I made some shepherd's pie last night for the first time, and I was fancy, and I made my mashed potatoes from scratch because I was going to get some box ones, but I was like, ooh, I don't really like the box ones. They don't do what they're supposed to. So, I just got a few russets and whipped it up with my blender. I use a blender or a mixer. So I was like, yes, ma'am, Chef Dugan, you better get it together. So yeah, guys, that's over there live on my short, so y'all be sure to check that out and let me know what you think. And yeah, I'm just here with y'all. It's a Monday night. I'm a little excited because there's no work tomorrow. And yeah, hopefully the power grid stays together because whew, child, let's not go back to the winter apocalypse of 2020. I feel like our annual winter snowstorm it's a little early this year. Typically, it's like a few weeks into February, but February is not even here yet, and here she is. She's upon us. As I was coming home, it was, I don't know if it was snow or sleet, but it wasn't quite snow, but it was hard little pebbles. I was like, ooh, let me get in. And glad I got some groceries or just a few things on Saturday. So I'm good as far as that. You have to have your staples during storms. I'm a hurricane girl. I'm from Florida. I'm used to hurricanes, but I apply the same method. Make sure you have your canned goods, your non-electric can opener, your candles, your lighters, tuna fish, things that you could, eat in their raw state. So I'm glad I got some bread and things like that, so I'm good. And then I'll be eating the rest of this shepherd's pie. I'll be eating on that. But yeah, y'all, let's get into, the Q&A. As you're coming in, drop down in the comments and let me know where you are from. I definitely, want to know where my subbies are from. Excited. I don't know. I just get excited about that information. It's pretty interesting to me. And also be sure to follow me on Facebook at Alexis Dugan. I'm also on there on Miss Dugan 09. If you want to see, educational content all in one place, that is definitely my Facebook at Miss Dugan 09. I uploaded several short or several reels today over there, so y'all go and check them out. And I'm also on Instagram at Miss Duggan09 as well. So y'all be sure to check your girl out over there. As well as my personal Facebook. Y'all can follow me on my personal Facebook at Alexis Dugan. So yeah, we are building a following over there as well. We're trailing my YouTube, so that's exciting. So thanks for y'all support. I greatly appreciate it. But y'all, let's get into these money myths. Like, I feel like there is so much information out there that is wrong, and it's really just meant to discourage you and make other people money. Like that's what it really is. It's to make other people money. If I tell you that no, you can't get out of debt and you need this credit card, that is making somebody else some money, right? Whether it's the person who's selling it to you or the company or both. So, when you're getting financial information, you always want to ask yourself, like, is this making somebody money? And then is it making them money in a way that would keep me down? Because there are financial products out there, that yeah, you probably should buy that book to read it, or you may need to join that program. But is it something to elevate me, or is it something to keep me in my same state of mind? So that's a good question to ask when purchasing these things. But so I give a list of 5 steps. Y'all know I gotta look at my notes. And in step 1, I talk about you need a credit card. So that is the first money myth that I just really wanted to address. You need a credit card. No, you don't. I do not have a credit card. I don't. I do not have a credit card. I cut up my credit cards. Well, I cut up, so I only had 2. But I cut them both up, and actually one of the accounts is still open, but I don't have the card for it because I've been waiting on them to just close it out, themselves, which should be happening soon because I haven't used it since, I started my debt-free journey, which was 2020. So I haven't used it in 3 years now. So it should be closing out here pretty soon. I don't know, or I may just need to call and do it. But I don't have a credit card, that I utilize. Even though that account is open, I don't have a card like in an actual card, because when I started my debt-free journey, I cut them up. I can remember cutting them up too, because it's kind of hard to cut that plastic up. I think they make it like that because they don't want you to cut it up. But I cut it up and I put it in the trash. And the last time I used a credit card, y'all, was in 2020. It probably was like summer 2020. I think it was a little decorative chair that I have in my room from Ross. It was like $69. I don't know, but like I have like a BC or a BD before debt and an AD after debt life. So I can always kind of pinpoint things that I bought with credit cards and how much they were. Because when I would swipe a card, like I would feel so guilty because for me, I was swiping it because I ain't had the money or because I didn't want to use the money. So I can always kind of pinpoint, those little things that I did spend like a credit card on. But, that's a myth that we're told, right? Especially being on my debt-free journey. That was a little nerve-wracking in the beginning because I knew that I was starting. I was new to learning about financial literacy. But the one thing that I thought I knew was that, you're supposed to have a credit card for emergencies. And that's just not true, right? You're supposed to have an emergency cash fund for emergencies. And that's where you pull, that money from for emergencies. So that's something that was, just kind of, I think that's beat down into everybody's head. And that's not true. In addition to, you need a credit card for a car, or not a car, for to rent a car. How you gonna rent a car without a credit card? How you gonna get a hotel without a credit card? Y'all, I utilized my debit card to book a hotel in August of 2022. As I said in the video, my card did not blow up. It didn't puff into smoke. My, account was not hacked, and they didn't overcharge me. The one thing that they do, well, I know when I went to that hotel, and I can't think of the name of it, but it was a nice hotel. They took out the money like immediately. Like, now I did notice that. I was like, dang. Like as soon as I gave my debit card, like they took the money out. So that was one thing, that I noticed. I know some people are, paranoid about having holds on their accounts and things like that. But I know for me, like I have the money in there. So you putting a hold on my account, okay, I know it's gonna come off. And I think that kind of goes back to, just some of our rigid mindsets, like about money. I know when I was paranoid about having a hold on my account, it was because I didn't have the money. Or I just had like this irrational fear about having like a hold on my account. I don't know what it was, but it really was like irrational. Like the hold is gonna come off, in like, what did they say, like 24 to 48 hours, after you leave. And that's it. That's it. That's all. Those are normal things that happen. People like when you swipe your card at the pump, they put a hold on it. Now I don't use cash at the or I don't use a card at the pump. I use cash. But yeah, I remember, there would be a hold on my account back in the day when I would do that. So, and guess what? It comes off. So, sometimes I think we just get paranoid like about certain things, and it's like, why am I so paranoid about that? Because it's gonna come off like it did last time. But yeah, now I have not rented a car, but I would use my debit card. And if they said, and if I went to a company and they were like, well, you don't have a credit card, or I need a credit card, I don't have one. So what are we gonna do here? Do you want this sale or not? Because yeah, I'm just gonna go to a place that utilizes debit cards. And that's just my motto now. Like I feel like after paying off so much in debt, I'm patronizing businesses that work for me. So I'm not patronizing businesses that, have all these policies about credit this, credit that, because I don't use that and I don't even have it. So that means that I need to go somewhere else. So, that was one of the myths that was, told to me, and that really, was a discourager along my debt-free journey. But it's something that, as I got into putting good financial principles in place, I just was like, child, it is what it is. I'm pushing past that. No, thank you, because I'm not going back there. Like, I know what it was like paying out those credit cards and all these things that I owed. So guess what? I ain't going back there. So that's the first myth. You need a credit card. No, you don't. All right, number 2. Cash envelopes won't work with the cashless society, and they are unsafe. So let's hit this first point first. So cash envelopes won't work with the cashless society. So that is one thing I know during COVID, businesses were not taking cash. Now, I started my debt-free journey when a lot of that stuff had passed over. I can think of one place I went in and I had my cash, ready to pay. And I noticed he said, do you have your debit or a credit card? And I thought, that's strange. Like, why wouldn't he just say, do you have a form of payment or something? And I went to give him cash and he was like, oh, we aren't taking cash. And that was at my eye doctor. Now, since then, they have changed that policy and going back to cash. But I was like, what? So that was the one time that like that happened. But other than that, I haven't ran into any places that were not taking cash outside of where I work. Now, where I work, they do not take cash, so I don't buy things from there. Like, I just don't, because they don't take cash, and I ain't got time for that. So when I go to the Starbucks, I'm getting a water or I'm getting something for free. But those are the only 2 times that I have ran into that. But we are not in a cashless society as of January, what's today, 30th, 2023. We're not in a cashless society at this point. Actually, this lady, I am a part of a debt-free group on Facebook, and I'll post videos and things in there. And I posted my budget video, or my budgeting envelope video, and she commented and said, I used to use the budgeting envelopes, but now she uses some type of debit card that's basically a debit card, but it's like a digital version of the budget envelopes. And she, told me where it was, and I haven't looked at it, but I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. So apparently there is a digital way to doing the budgeting envelopes. I'm not quite sure about it, but I have been made aware of that. I prefer the good old-fashioned budgeting envelopes. When I tell you, y'all, that is one of the things, that's probably the number one thing that helped me to become debt-free, is using cash. Like, when I look at my envelope and I see it's a little low, I'm like, ooh, okay, let me, rewind. Let me, hold off on that for a second here. Because, I see that money dwindling versus when I was just swiping my card, you just be swiping and praying. You don't know what's going on. So, for the folks who are saying, we're in a cashless society, cash is going to die out, I have not seen that to be true. Yes, I have seen, one or two places who are participating in no cash, but, that's not it. I just don't patronize those places. I just don't. So, please don't buy into that. And guess what? If you're noticing that where you're shopping or where you're going is not taking cash, then that may mean that you need to reevaluate, businesses that are going to fit within your debt-free journey, right? So, like I said, me after paying off all of that debt, it really helped me to take ownership over my money. And it really just helped me to take my money like a lot more seriously. So if you ain't meeting my qualifications for my dollars, you ain't getting it. And that's just the end of it. So let's hit number 2 of that. Number 2 is cash envelopes aren't safe. Oh my gosh, what if, God forbid, someone robbed you or they knew that you had your cash envelopes on you. It's not safe. It's not safe. Not true. Okay. First off, people rob people who don't have cash. I don't know like why that's not a thing. Why people just skip over that. And then if you got your debit card, they really got to take you with them to put the pin in and all this other stuff. With the cash, I might just throw it and run. But yeah, please don't, fall into that. Of course, take your safety precaution measures. If you carry mace or something else, then those are, your safety precaution measures, and also most importantly, do not carry all of your budgeting envelopes on you at once. I don't, you know so if I ain't going grocery shopping, I ain't carrying the groceries. And if something, sometimes things pop up and you're like, oh my gosh, I do need to go get some milk on the way home. I don't have that envelope. Well, guess what? That will be a test to see if you really need it, right? And those are other mechanisms to help you to stay within your budget. So you only carry, what you need. And like I said, take up your own safety precaution measures. I know a lot is happening in this world, but I don't want to live in fear, right? I do not want to live in fear. I'm protected by the Most High in Jesus' name. And I'm aware of my surroundings at all times, right? Head is on the swivel at all times. I'm a very observant and quiet person, so trust me. I used to tell my students I have ears in the back of my head and on the sides and eyes too, so I don't miss nothing. So be aware of your surroundings in any situation, but don't, be led into fear that, you can't carry cash envelopes because something is going to happen to you. Not true, okay? Um, Number 3. So this is one that came up for me a lot that I would hear. So I followed the Dave Ramsey baby steps, the 7 baby steps. And I would hear folks, especially I would see like little digs on YouTube from people, oh, that Ramsey plan is only for this type of person. It's only for a person who doesn't know anything about money. It's not for me, oh, I'm middle class or I make this much money, I need something that's going to work for me. In addition to, people will say things like, oh, that's for broke people, blah, blah, blah. And listen, the Dave Ramsey plan helped me. So it can help you too. And I just hear like a lot of digs just like about the 7 baby steps. And I really think it's just a pushback from our generation or just from our world about debt. There's a lot of fear of missing out, FOMO. There's a lot of, you have to have debt because how you gonna do this? How you gonna do that? There's a lot of things that's being pushed on us that are really pushed on us to make other people money. So I think that for me, the baby steps helped me, right? They helped me to pay off $43,000 of debt in 22 months. And hey, I live by them now. So when people are saying, oh, that's just for this type of person. If you have debt, If you live in paycheck to paycheck, if you can't even recall the last 3 purchases you made, this plan is most likely for you, right? And that's like most of our like country. So I think it's important, to not listen, to what the naysayers are saying, especially if you haven't listened to a podcast, read the book, or none of that, try it for yourself. Yeah, there are some things that he says about money that sounds just like off the wall. Like, what? No credit cards? What? No credit score? Huh? There are things, what? No eating out, no doing anything fun until I pay off debt. What? There are some things that you hear that are like, oh my gosh, like it is like a little shocking at first. But it was what I needed to hear. I needed to hear, no, you should not be eating out. You $43,000 in debt. You done ate out enough. No, you should not be swiping a credit card in 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 the name of points. Sweetie, if them points can't pay off your debt, if them points can't buy you a house, then you might want to look at another alternative method, right? I needed to hear those things. And for me, I can be very black and white. And it's important for me, to be able to see something practical and for stuff to get to the point. I don't want to hear all the talking and all the grandiose examples. Get to the point. And that's what the plan did for me. It was simple, it was easy to understand, and it was free. I didn't have to spend like money on anything. Like, yeah, I bought the book, but that was what, $12? So it was exactly what I needed. So for me personally, listen, I'm rocking with the Ramsey baby steps. All right. So if you're just tuning in, I am going over myths that can stop you from becoming debt free, that almost stopped me from becoming debt free. First one is you need a credit card. No, you don't. Number 2 is cash envelopes won't work with a cashless society. We are not in a cashless society, and they aren't safe. Not true. Utilize your safety precaution measures as you typically would. Don't carry all of your envelopes with you at once. And number 3, the Dave Ramsey plan is for broke people or for people who don't know anything about money. It doesn't work, for everybody. Not true. So the next one, you need more than $1,000 for an emergency fund during this journey. So this is from the baby steps, right? So the first baby step is save $1,000 emergency fund. So a lot of people, I noticed they get so caught up on that. And the $1,000 is a baby emergency fund. It's not your end all be all. In our society, there are a lot of people who do not have $1,000 saved, right? That is something that is common within our culture, within our American society. And that baby step is basically, the first step to really get somebody started. If you read the book, there are like people's stories in there. And there's one story from a single mother who, said that I couldn't even save $500. So once I even made it to that $500 mark, I was so proud of myself. I was so happy. So it's really, you need just a little cushion, a measure starting your debt-free journey. And guess what? If something happens and it takes out your $1,000, you pause paying debt and you just build it back up. So I know for me, though, $1,000 got me through 22 months, y'all. And you know what really helped me to get to those 22 months is because I knew I only had $1,000 emergency fund. So I wanted to get through it as quick as possible. So, if something came up, I'd be done paying off debt and I could, do whatever needed to be done. So please don't get caught up on, oh, I need more than $1,000. If you don't have $1,000 right now, that's where you need to start. Okay. And I just hear that like a lot. And that's something that's so important because those are just little things that are just, really like excuses for us to not start what needs to be done as far as being financially responsible. So, folks, the $1,000 is just a baby emergency fund. You're going to build your whole emergency fund in baby step 3. And like I said, that's why it's important for you to move as quickly as possible. So that you're able to, build that thing up. But please don't get, deterred by that, because that was something that I heard. Ooh, you only got $1,000, and I'm sure if I asked some people to show me their savings account, it wouldn't have even been that. So, please don't get discouraged by, people who are saying those little things, trying to throw like little digs. And then it may just be like an indicator that maybe you need to change, the people you're hanging around. Because it's one thing, to be like, I don't want to pay off debt. I just don't, for whatever reason. But I'm not going to discourage you from doing it. So be aware of things like that, because those things will creep up. People will see you doing what they need to do, and their response will be very negative because they see you doing something that they don't have the discipline to do. That's a word. So be very aware of that and cut them people off, okay? The next one. So the main money myth that I wanted to kind of end with was you can't get out of debt. So that was something, that I think is told to us as well in our society. Oh, you always gonna be in debt. You know, what about, when you want to go buy like a car, how you gonna do that? I'm gonna save my money. Like, what do you mean? We can't save money? Is that what you're saying? But there are those naysayers that, I don't know why you're doing that. We all in debt. Oh, just a little bit of debt is fine. It's not. That's a little bit of something that's stealing your legacy, your financial future, your kids' college fund, that trip that you want to take, that house that you want to buy. That's what that little bit of debt is doing, right? So it's important to know that, yes, you can get out of debt. You're looking at somebody here, y'all, $0 in debt, who did it in 22 months. So, please don't let folks tell you that. And like I said, if you are constantly, getting those little, nasty messages, find a supportive community. And I'm here, y'all, to support you, to root you on your debt-free journey way. You got this. You can do this. One of my subscribers just actually bought the Total Money Makeover, and she is going to be reading it soon. So I am so excited for her and her journey. But yeah, surround yourself with folks who are doing what you want to do. I have a whole playlist on my debt-free journey. So, check out those videos whenever you need some encouragement. But, the point is that, being debt-free is not a myth, or the people, oh, you ain't gonna be debt-free for long, blah, 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 blah. Guess what? Well, when I buy a home, I'm going to work, to pay it off in a timely manner. And I'm talking about debt outside of a mortgage, y'all. So, yes, I understand. We ain't just got $200,000, $300,000, laying around. Not yet, right? Not yet, because I'm claiming that. I'll be that person. But, I do understand, for larger purchases like that. So I'm not talking about a mortgage. I'm talking about anything outside of a mortgage. So once again, yes, you can get out of debt. You can do this. You got this. Put away the naysayers. Get you a group of people who are going to encourage you and speak life into your situation. Get you some education. Get some discipline. Leave them budget envelopes at home. Only carry what you need so that you're not tempted, to stop to the store, because you don't really need nothing. And I was one of those people, especially during the pandemic before I started my debt-free journey. I was just at Walmart all the time. That was the only thing that was open. So I was just at Walmart spending so much unnecessary money. And those are things that we kind of have to, put in check within ourselves, right? So here are my 5 money myths, and I'm kind of coming out of order here. You can't get out of debt. That's a lie. Here I go. You need a credit card. No, you don't. I don't have one, and I'm living just fine. Cash envelopes won't work in a cashless society. We are not in a cashless society. If you don't take cash, I'm going somewhere else and toodaloo to my business. Cash envelopes aren't safe. Don't carry all of your envelopes on you at once. Keep your head on a swivel in any situation and utilize your own safety precaution measures. Day emergency plan is for broke people. Hey, not true. Dave Ramsey's plan is for anybody who wants to build foundational money steps to get them to financial freedom, right? And hey, I was broke. I was in debt. So if your debt is more than what you making, guess what? You in a broke team with us too. So don't let people, tell you that. And then lastly, you need more than 1K you need more than a 1K emergency fund during this journey. Remember, if you're on the baby steps, that is just a baby emergency fund. You are going to work hard to get out of debt as quickly as possible so that you can build your 3 to 6 months emergency fund, y'all. So, like I said, y'all be sure to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for tuning in, y'all. We are growing over here on Miss Duggan's channel. I'm so excited to, talk with y'all, to interact with y'all. We need a name, y'all. Like, what should be our name? You know how, like, the Beehive, is the Beehive. I think I need a name for the people, for my subs. So yeah, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to check out my playlist. I do have a whole playlist for debt-free, for my debt-free journey, and my video, debt myths keeping you from your debt-free journey has premiered tonight. So go ahead over right now and check out that video. Bye, and drop me a comment over there. Bye.